All right, hello and welcome. It is time to do another episode of What Do You Want to Know About Guitar Building? And, oh yeah, hi, it's me, Tom Sir, on behalf of Indestructible Productions. So, we're continuing onwards from last week. This week we're going to be tackling a very, very frequently asked question on basically every single guitar building channel I've seen. And it's mostly to do with break angle, or neck angle, which is basically in what angle you need to have your neck in correlation to the body in order to make it function. This is something that has not, I've watched a bunch of videos when I had these issues and I always kept on wondering about it. It is not that big of a deal. The angle is about 2 to 3 degrees or something like that. It's really minimal, but nobody really explained it in a way where I understood it. So I often made mistakes in that regard, made the angles a bit too steep, but I'm gonna show you how to not do that. And easiest thing to do, I'm gonna be using a pencil, or a pen now, so you may be able to see it a bit better than a pencil. But if you have your guitar that you've drawn out previously, just transfer over the 2 main points that you're gonna need for this, which is your knot line and the scale length in regards to that knot line. All right, so now I have these 2 points, and frankly, I think another good point as well would be where the neck joins the body, but it's not necessary at this point just yet. Where you want to start off with is drawing on the string. So we're going to be moving from the string down. So first things first, let's say that this is your guitar string. All right. Now your guitar string is sitting probably about 2 mil off the fretboard on the nut end. So let's draw 2 mil here, right there. And depending on what type of bridge you have, in this case, let's say that I'm using a hardtail sort of hip shot type bridge, which is about 12 mil tall. We're going to draw on 12 millimeters here. Now this is pretty much the top of your guitar, and let's say that this here is the top of your fretboard. Now the easiest way to figure out your angle is quite honestly taking that 12, that 2 mil right there, and connecting those as if you have 2 points of contact like this, standing up on an even surface. Now your string goes between those 2 points. Now your task here is just to join that bottom line. Now this line, I'm just going to do a little feiner here. This line now helps you create that angle. You can already see that it is at an angle because of course one end is 10 millimeters higher than the other end. Add in the end of your fretboard, which is about here, or let's say the 24th fret. That's easiest because I know where that is. So the 24th fret here, in between your fret and the string, you're gonna have 1.5 millimeters, which is there. Now in general, your fret is gonna be about 2 millimeters tall, and your fretboard is gonna be about 7 millimeters, like so. And now you have the base of your nut, which is the top of the fretboard, in combination with the top of the fretboard on the 24th fret here. And we're going to join those two lines until the end of the fretboard there. That is your fretboard. And now let's say that your fretboard is the 7 mil that we marked out earlier. So 7 millimeters here, 7 millimeters there. Like so. And there you have it. The angle here really isn't that much. Like if we compare, let's have a look. So the angle here is 2 degrees. The neck joins the body here. All right, so from there, it's fairly easy to figure everything else out. So first off, let's say there's the nut, like so. We probably want to have, gonna do a quick headstock angle here. That's another thing that people always worry about is headstock angles, but quite personally, just making your nut properly will give you a fairly good result, because I don't like the headstock to be all that angled back. So for instance, I think that will do just fine. Then gonna do 15 mil, or actually 13 millimeters for the headstock thickness. Join the two. Leave a little bit of space for the volute to go right behind your nut. So let's say it's about there. Now I usually like to have my neck thickness at around 20 on the first fret, and around the 12th fret I'll go for about 23. And that's just my personal preference toward things. On this end, however, the neck itself, minus the fretboard, is about 20 mil. So add that into the equation there. Can join those two. Like so. And yeah, this is the top of my body along that line. Let's say I want to have a little bit of a carve on the top here. That ended up being a way thicker body than I meant for it to be, but it is what it is. There we go. So of course, LP style guitar, you would probably make this a little bit thicker. Like so. And of course this should be a dotted line because it is hidden. And yeah, that would be just doing it with like a standard bridge like that. Now, if we were to be using a tunematic instead of a hardtail bridge like that, let's say that we're using the tunematic, so we'll go, so the tunematic is roughly about 15 millimeters. So let's say the red is now the tunematic, right? So now I need to connect the dot of these two, and you notice that the angle is already much greater to the point where it joins with the neck, like so. Now, even so, this angle now isn't that much bigger. So we're looking at about, what am I doing? Right, yeah. Max, we're looking at about 45 degrees. So with a flat bridge, you're looking at the 2-3 degrees lift on the end of the neck, and then about 4 to 5 on a 2 pneumatic. So really it is that little. There isn't that much of an angle. And from this, drawing your guitar from the side profile, it's very easy for you to then figure out how to actually get your neck pocket right. Sure, you can do it flat, but most often than not on LP style instruments, you would probably plane away the angle already. And that's just easy enough to have a block where your bridge would be, and then a long enough plane for you to get that angle in. Now, from this, it is extremely easy for you to actually figure out where and how, if you were to use a template or a router guide, like a guide for your router, where you would place it in order to get that angle. So let's say it's about this much. You bring that down. And now you would need, where you have your scale length, you would need a block that is about 5 mil big. Now, in the case of the flatter bridge, what you would need is something that is about 3. So actually, that's fairly interesting. So I had 3 degrees on the hardtail bridge, and in order to get the right angle routed in, I would need something that is 3 mil thick where my scale length would be. Meanwhile, with the LP style, where I can have 4 or 5 degrees of angle, I would need a block that is 4 or 5 millimeters. It is really that simple, and it's nothing to stress over. And I hope that I've been able to answer some questions by doing this. So hope you like this video. And so click like, hit subscribe, and answer. So click like, hit subscribe, and comment down below if you have any questions to do with guitar building or guitars in general, or guitar design, anything at all. Just shoot me a question and I'll answer it either in the comments down below, or I'll answer in a video, depending on what it is. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed these past 2 videos, and I will see you next time. Actually, I'll see you next year. All right, guys, thank you very much, and see you.